Hey guys, welcome back to week 4 of my value betting journey from 1K to 2K with Trademate Sports. Another good week of sport, especially in the EPL. Good if you're an Arsenal fan like myself or even a Liverpool fan. Manchester City, Manchester United and Tottenham all losing. For myself, being an Arsenal fan, somehow got the 3 points. Not too sure how, once again. Some questionable team selections, I would say, once again by Unai Emery. But a win's a win, and we'll take it. But yeah, here's how I went in week 4. Another good week. So as you guys can see, it's been a decent week for me. I've made a bit more profit, and I've actually gone over the halfway mark on my journey to 2K. So yeah, it's been a good week. One thing that I would like to show you guys that you'll notice is that my fund growth has gone up a lot, and that's because I just went with a different strategy with my representing my bonus bet. So as you know from last week, I actually just made a new bookie and added in 1985 NOK to represent my bonus that I'd turned over. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'd go back and watch that video. But instead of doing that, I wanted my fund growth to actually be represented appropriately as, turning over. I turned over that bonus bet with Trademate. So that should be represented in my profits. So it's good that I now have this right. And the way I did that was, I'll show you, I went into my trades and I just made a fake trade basically. I made sure the edge was 2.4%, as that's my current average closing edge at the moment. So I wanted that to stay the same, so my statistics weren't skewed in either way. And this was the stake that I came up with that would give me 1985 NOK. So now instead of showing in my balance that I added another 1985 NOK, I've actually added that into my profits, which is actually a true representation of my journey. So this week, instead of going on about how happy I am with all my profits, I think it's more important that we don't look at my profits and actually look at my strategy and see if I actually have a successful strategy to keep me going on my journey. So my first thing I'd like to look at is my staking strategy. So I can see that my staking strategy has actually been really effective, because if I had gone with a flat stake, so let's just say, for example, I put 10 US dollars on every single trade, I would only have a return on investment of 2.6%. So you can actually see here that my Kelly criterion of 30% is very successful. It's giving me a way better return on investment. I might also check out that article I always talk about, the Trademate user data article, which also shows that our most successful customers use a 30% criterion. Check in the comments for that article. The other thing that's going well for me, guys, is my average closing edge, which leads me to the conclusion that my presets are working effectively. So they're actually giving me a good closing edge. If I wanted to bump it up more, I'd probably look at my average time before kickoff stat and trying to place trades just a bit closer to kickoff, and that could bump up my average closing edge a bit more. In terms of how I should be running, my closing EV is 144 US dollars. So as you can see here, this spike is just represented by that one trade that I made earlier I was telling you about. I'm at 550 profits, so I'm running well above my closing edge. So essentially, I just can't get too emotionally attached. Like I said last week, I can't get emotionally attached to these profits. Eventually, this line is going to get closer to this line. And my last stat that I'd like to look at is my number of trades. As you can see here, it's been 4 weeks and I've placed over 800 trades, which means that I'm placing roughly just over 200 trades a week. And my turnover is quite high too. So it just shows that in terms of my overall strategy, I'm doing the right things. Lots of turnover, lots of trades, and even in weeks like last week, I got 242 trades in, and I didn't place any trades basically throughout the whole week because I had work in the evenings. All those 200 plus trades were done on the weekends. So even if you have a couple days where you can't place trades, you can make it up no matter what. Here are my trades of the week for week 4, everyone. As you can see, my biggest edge was 20.63, got on at 207 and it dropped down to 168. Losing edge was negative 19.3%, got on at 171 and dropped down to 208. And here is my biggest win, 34 US dollars, and my biggest loss was 30 US dollars, which, as always, is normally my max bet size. So that's all for week 4, guys. As you can see, I'm well over halfway on my journey to 2K now, so nearly there. In terms of the week of sports coming up, you have the international friendlies, so it is the international break, which isn't that exciting for most of us. We'd rather see the European leagues going on, but yeah, that's what we've got. So you've got Argentina and Germany on Wednesday, which is a decent game. You've also got Colombia and Chile playing on Saturday, which is also pretty good. But that's the pick of the bunch. Other than that, the Rugby World Cup's still going on, and it's the end of the group stages. So there's some big games to decide who makes the finals. But that's it for week 4.